Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. And good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, now, I don't think I did a live yesterday, I can't remember. But, because of course, it's been fiestas in my little town. So it's difficult to know when's a good time to do a live at the moment because, it's noisy enough in normal times in my little town. But it's been bangers, fireworks, music, processions, you name it, we've had it. So that makes all the dogs bark. So, like, today is the last day of the celebrations. But I know that at some point there'll be a massive firework display. I think that's tonight. So I won't be on live tonight, I don't think. But there's been bangers all morning. Today is, the day of our saint or some rubbish like that. The actual sort of main celebrations, concerts, discotheques, etc., finished last night. I feel like I've been on a 3-day rave this weekend. And you know what? I've thought a lot about Jay Slater and Jack O'Sullivan and all these missing people, especially boys, because I've got a son. And he's not a big goer outer these days. He used to go out when he was younger. I mean, he's not old now, but, when he was same age as Jay Slater, 19, 20, now he's a couple of years on from there. And he doesn't really go out that much except to go to the gym and stuff like that. Now, of course, because it's been the local fiestas and then this friend of his turned up, who he's known since he went to school, who's now living in the UK, but he was here. He's still here. He's here till tomorrow. And of course, by coincidence, it happened to be the fiestas. So it's been great. He's had a great time. He's been out all day and all night, really. He comes home just for a nap. So, but oh my God, it's just made me, so I haven't had a minute's rest. Because, normally I don't have to think, oh, where is he? Or is he okay? Or what's going on? And this weekend I certainly have. So the very first night he went out properly, what was that? Thursday? I can't even remember now. It's all rolled into one. I feel like I've been on this rave with him. Did you have a good time? Oh yeah, I had a great time, but a bit of bad news. I had my bag stolen. So he had with him not like a man bag, one of those with a strappy. We're going to have to get him one of them, I think, or he's going to have to get himself one of them. This was like a little boxing bag that he takes. You just put a few things in it. It's a nice little bag, but you have to hold it. It hasn't got a strap on it. Was stolen. Luckily, his wallet wasn't in there. But in there was the keys to the house, aftershave. What was the other thing? There were 3 things in there. Anyway, nothing. The most important thing was the key. So, and this brought back memories to me how he used to always lose his keys years ago. And in the end, I got him one of those. About 6-7 years ago, I got him one of those things that you put around your neck and you hang the key on it. And it's been great since then. He's never lost a key since. Do you know how many keys I've had to get copied? Not only of my house, but when he lived on his own for a while in flats. Luckily, I always kept a spare set with a phone. Mom, have you that spare key? I've lost my key again. So I thought, God, it's like going back in time. The key's gone. Anyway, so that was the first night. Then, of course, he starts telling me all these stories of these people he's bumped into. And someone said they were going to stab someone, and someone else said this, and someone said that. And I'm just like, oh my God. Just too scary. And then, of course, here, on a normal night out, people are out till 6 a.m. So when it's fiestas, it can go on forever. And then they'll go on and go have a drink even after it's finished, etc. And my son, he does not drink normally, so luckily he's a big, strong lad, so he can take his drink even though he doesn't drink much. But probably the last time he had a drink might have been, well, apart from maybe one beer in the watching football or whatever. Last time he had a proper drink was probably, I don't know, 10 years ago even. No, maybe not as much as that, maybe 5 years ago. So I'm worrying about him drinking. I'm worrying, is there going to be any fighting? Who's going to stab who? Like where's that come from? People taking, substances. Everybody's drunk. So it's been a worry, let's say. So then, anyway, it all culminated last night with the last night of the fiestas. And I heard him come in about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I thought, oh, there you go, he's home. I had slept well, to be honest. I've sort of, I had slept. I thought, oh, I can relax now. Next minute, off he goes out again. So I hear him come in, then I hear him go out. And I'm thinking, well, where's he gone at this time, 5 o'clock in the morning? And then by 9:30, he still wasn't home. And I'm thinking, as I say, I was thinking about Jack O'Sullivan, Jay Slater. Jay Slater was on holiday, obviously on his own, but Jack O'Sullivan lives with his mum and dad, doesn't he? And you're thinking, well, when they're a grown adult, when's the time that you think, this is a bit strange? Because for him not to be in by 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm thinking, well, where is he? The party's finished. There's no music going on anymore. Where is he? And then I'm thinking, oh, well, he could be with a girl. He could have gone back to his friends. Don't be a controlling mother, And then the next thing you're thinking, well, yeah, but something might have happened to him. So, then you'd be like a neglectful mother, not ringing the police. And so it just set me off thinking. And I thought, so when does the point come where you think, no, it is time to ring the police? Because like Jack O'Sullivan, my son, he is a person who would let you know. Obviously, when he's had a drink and that, maybe not. But he is a person normally that would let you know if he was going to be late or if he was staying. He wouldn't necessarily tell me where he was staying, but he would just say, oh, don't wait up for me or whatever, or don't worry, I'm not coming, I'll see you tomorrow, because he is thoughtful like that. So anyway, luckily, just as I'm really starting to, because then I texted him, no answer. Then I tried to ring a bit later, no answer. So then I am really starting to think, well, and then I'll think maybe he's fallen asleep at his friends. All these thoughts that go through your head. Anyway, then he walked in. And you know what he said when he walked in? He said, oh, I was just getting into that fiesta and it's finished. I said, it's 9:30 it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, but I was just really getting into it and now it's finished. And so anyway, he's had a great time. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm like a zombie. I feel like I've been to that fiesta for 3 days myself because it's just been a constant, because it's a bit of a long story, but of course he's got his dog as well and she doesn't like it when he's not here. So trying to sort of make sure she's okay. So I'll be really glad when it's finished. But he's had a ball. That's the most important thing. But how scary is it? You always think when your kids get older, you'll stop worrying about them. Just can't help it. And I was talking to someone about it who's their son is going off to Australia on Wednesday for a year to stay with family that they've got in Australia. And I thought, oh my God, how scary, But again, an adult son is an adult. But I think sometimes you don't worry so much when they're not living with you. Obviously, when they're living with you, they don't come home at the time they normally come home, or they don't behave as they normally behave. You're bound to worry, aren't you? I don't care how old they are. I think you'd always be like that. But I suppose out of sight is out of mind. But anyway, so that's been my weekend. And I've done my back in because what I've done while he's been gone and because I've not been doing lives and things because I'm not, you just can't because it's so unpredictable. We could be talking in a minute and there could be bangers going off. Anything could happen. I've been cleaning. So I always knew cleaning was bad for you. So I've hurt my back while I've been cleaning, carrying things and, you know, what. So yeah, don't clean because you'll hurt your back. Anyway, I got quite a lot done, so that's good. But I've got a bad back, so I've got a pillow at my back. I feel like an old crock at the moment. So that's been my weekend. Let me know how your weekend was. So anyway, I'm going to come and say hello to you all in a minute. I can see that you're chatting in the comments. I can just see there's a lot of comments. Yeah, let me know how your weekend was. So today's video, and then in the meantime, last night, I actually watched Strictly Come Dancing, which I actually enjoyed it, to be honest. And there's quite a good like drama series on after it. I don't know, Apples Don't Fall Far, or Apples Never Fall, or something. So I quite enjoyed that. But while I was watching that, I started looking through these photos that I'm going to show you today. So I've got this massive pack of evidence that it's going to take me about 6 months to get through it all. So just one folder of photos, I started flicking through, and that's when I saw it. So one of the, I knew there was photos of Stephan Sterns in his, the way that nature made him in his glory, because I've seen other YouTubers talk about it. But, it just comes up out of nowhere because you're sort of going through cards and the house, and then suddenly, boom, Stephan Sterns. Oh, my God. Oh, well, I'm not going to inflict there's about 3 or 4 photos. Oh, even just thinking about them now, that poor woman had to actually touch him. I know she had gloves on, but actually had to sort of position him so she could get a picture of what they were saying was a freckle, but I think it's a wart. It looks like a little. Oh God! So she actually had to touch him, and he definitely, he could do with what do they call it? I can't say the words probably on YouTube, but he could do with a BSC. Some of you will know what that is. If you don't know what it is, ask somebody else in the chat. I can't say the words, but he could definitely do with one of them. He's so hairy, it's revolting, and. Anyway, so, and then I got really upset and really angry, even more angry. I mean, I was already angry with him, but seeing him like that and knowing that's what Madeline was subjected to just made me so angry, because it's revolting. It's just horrible. So honestly, the way I am at the moment with him, I don't care. They could give him the death penalty tomorrow. I'm not in favour of the death penalty normally, but I could give it in myself after seeing that and knowing that that's what he subjected that little girl to. And also looking through the evidence photos, we'll see as we go through them, so much evidence. I mean, they're overwhelmed with evidence. I can't see how he can get away with the death penalty unless he comes up with something, because they have Madeline's body, they have all the evidence, they have the photos, have the videos. There's nothing that they don't have. So what has he got to bargain with? Okay, so I'm going to say hello to everyone now. Ooh. Hi, Kelly. Hi, David. Hi, Maria. No, it's cooled down, Kelly. It was actually chilly this morning. It says on my computer it's 25 degrees, but I don't think it is. It feels like about 18. It's lovely. Hi, Daniel. Hi. Oh, God, sorry, I've got eyes there. I caught my mouth. Hi, Lily Paulie. Hi, Darren. Oh, David, it's going to cost a fortune to change the lock. I know what you mean, but we can put a key in the inside of the door. I leave my key in there. And if someone tries to get in, if the key's on the inside of the door, they can't get in. So they've also got to get through a German Shepherd and 2 yappers. So, a big tall guy. Hi, Laurie. And me, because I tell you, I might be little, but I can have a go. Kelly, do you know, I should have shares in Mr. Minute. Mr. Minute is, who does the keys. I should have shares. I've had to have so many keys copied that my son over the years has lost. At least 10 sets I've had to do. Hi, Bertan. Maybe he has got a bird. I hope he has. Oh, Kelly, is it good? Because I haven't watched that because I don't have Prime, but I'm going to look out for it. Oh, Chipolata. Oh, David. Oh, dear. Yes, I did. I quite enjoyed Strictly. There were, a couple of them I enjoyed watching. SS. Oh, hi, Ninchi. Yeah. Well, does that come with the keys though, David? Oh, I think it costs a lot more here for that. And it's a special lock. So the key itself actually costs quite a bit, to be honest, because it's a special lock. But anyway, okay. So I hope I noticed everyone and said hello to them. So with no further ado, so now that I bored you with my weekend, let's let me turn this. So let me say thank you to everyone. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Special thank you to my members. Thank you to everyone who's bought me a Ko-fi, sent me a super, PayPal me. Thank you so much. Oh, and sent me an email. Lots of you sent me emails with your animals, either adopted animals or real pets. Thanks for that. I'm looking forward to that. When we're going to be, that'd be a nice uplifting live that we're going to have next week sometime, probably end of the week or something. Okay, so let's start with these photos. So it's took me ages to download them because there's so much in this file. I mean, this, as I said, this is just one thing, really. I know some of them are audios, and the Jen Soto video we've already seen. The Stephan Sterns interview that Gray Hughes let me use his one. I don't know if that's on it or not, but I don't need that now because we've already watched that. But this, I mean, I don't even know what's on it. There's so much. I haven't had time to go through it. So this one file that's got a lot of photos for us to look at, but very, this is what I've been trying to get for ages, but apparently I had it all the time. Because what I've realised that they do is, so they send you a link, like of a cloud link, with the first couple of things you ask for. And then what they do is they add to that link. So when I thought I didn't have these photos of the crime scene of the house, and I kept asking for them again, and they kept writing to me and getting really a bit narky and saying, look, we've sent these, you've got all that, we've sent you everything. And I just kept saying, oh yes, but I haven't got the crime. Anyway, I did, but they were on this cloud link. So anyway, that's what I found now. Okay, so let's get going because there's a lot of photos. And when I get to the Stephan Sterns ones, I will skip them, I promise. Well, the ones of his There's other ones, the photos that she took of his hands. Do you remember? She was quite, took at the photos of his hands. His scratches. He's got scratches and things that he said he got but from changing the tyre, didn't he? So anyway, we'll have a look at those as well. Right, let's see. Okay, then I had to work out, even once I'd found the photos, I had to work out how to download them so that I could just go one after the other. So this is the forensics garage we're going to look at first. So very nicely, kindly, and I'm sure it wasn't done for us, was it? It was done for their forensic department. We've got the date, 28th of February, which was the day after she disappeared, wasn't it? And what it is, it's the forensic garage. So they took his car, didn't they? Or it was his car. Well, it's not his car. Of course, it's his parents' car. It's the poodle wagon, isn't it? The poodle ambulance. Oh my God, wait till you see the state of this car. You know, Stefan's mum, I mean, listen, my car's not exactly clean. You know, if it's got a lot of sand in the back mine from when we've been to the beach, that keep meaning that I'm going to back out at some point. But it's nothing like this car. You know, I feel quite proud of my car, how clean it is, to be honest. And my car is like a champagne colour. So you don't have to clean it, because every time it rains, which I know it don't rain often here, but it normally rains just in time, it never really shows the dirt. So I've not even had to spray wash it or anything, but it still looks better than this car, I can assure you. So let me just make sure you can see that. Yeah, you are. So here's the car in the forensics garage. This is the search warrant. Let's have a look. That's interesting. Says evidence of a felony violation of the state of Florida relating to interference with child custody. That's strange. What? What's it got to do with child custody? Or is this the car that Madeline's dad did give Stephan a car? I remember hearing that right at the beginning of the case. So is this that car? I don't know, but very strange this. So by retrieving said digital data from these devices, which is evidence of a felony violation of the state of Florida relating to interference with child custody, and is currently being kept in certain property in Orange County, Florida, which property is believed to be under the control of Stephan Sterns or persons unknown. So I don't know. What does anyone let me know what you make of that, if you've got any thoughts on that. So is this the poodle ambulance car, or is this another car? Does anybody know? Ninja might know. Nobody know? Anyway, this is the car that they're taking the photos of. The Sunshine State with the oranges. I tell you what, there seems to be, I must have a look sometime and do some comparisons, some statistics, because is it my imagination, or despite Florida having the death penalty, seems to be more murders there than anywhere else. There seems to be there with crime videos, seems to be there every 5 minutes. So this is a Lincoln. That's obviously the serial number. Okay, so where am I now? Still the 28th CSI. Another search warrant. So this is for the house then, I take it, the search. So this was what I was particularly interested in, to see the house, to actually see the scenario. And I think you'd be surprised that although it's sort of a big house, you might say, because it's got a lot of bedrooms and it's probably got 2 bathrooms, I would imagine at least. It's actually not a big house. I think I've said before, it reminds me a little bit of my house. It's big as it goes up, you know. It's tall, but it's actually not that wide. So, you know, they are all living on top of each other a little bit. So it just surprises me even more, you know, that nobody sort of noticed anything suspicious. Now, oh, it is the poodle ambulance. Thank you, Fluffy. Thank you. I'm sure now in hindsight, people are looking back and saying, oh, well, actually, that was a bit strange, or that was a bit strange. But nobody at the time seemed to think anything was going on, despite the fact that it's quite a small place, I think. You know, the bedrooms are one on top of each other. So you've got Pussy Cat, there's the cat, and there's the living room. So this screen over here, if any of you've got any comments as we go on, just put them in chat and I'll have a look every now and again. This is Madeline's little put-me-up bedroom, isn't it, with the screens? Because there was a lot of people living in that house. So there was the 2 roommates in 2 bedrooms, that's 2, Jen's bedroom, and then bedroom 4 up on the upstairs, which seems to be where poor Madeline met her fate, if you like. But nobody was in that bedroom. That was like a guest bedroom, wasn't it? And Madeline could have had that bedroom, maybe. But then, of course, Jen said her dad wanted rent for it. He's a bit of a stingy, isn't he? He didn't even give his own granddaughter a bedroom. You know, he wanted money, like from, I mean, everybody needs money, I know, to live. But, you know, you'd think at least his own granddaughter he could give a bedroom to. Anyway, he didn't. And so she had this little makeshift bedroom, didn't she? That's a beautiful cat, actually. So as I say, if you feel like sort of commenting anything, just comment and I'll keep checking the chat every now and again. Now, the one thing I did notice about this house immediately is there's a lot of stuff in it. A lot of things, you know, talk about declutter. They haven't learnt that art. I mean, listen, my house is the same, but every now and again I try and have a good clear out. But there's an awful lot of stuff in this house, and a lot of Disney stuff, which I suppose is logical, because I suppose if you live near Disney, they're going to be one of the top employers, aren't they, in that area at the end of the day? They will employ so many people in various ways. Anyway, I was laughing because there is a pineapple. Do you remember the thing about the supermarkets in Spain? If you go into the Mercadona supermarket in Spain, you should buy a pineapple. If you're single and you're looking for love, buy a pineapple, turn it upside down in your trolley, and go to the wine aisle. And if you see somebody else who's done the same thing, turn their pineapple upside down, and you like the look of them, you're supposed to bump against them with your trolley, and that shows them that you quite like them. And then it's up to them then whether they reciprocate or not. Or I suppose if you were a bit more of the timid person, you could just stand there with your pineapple upside down and looking at the wine and wait for someone to bump into your trolley. It'd be awful, wouldn't it, if nobody bumped into your trolley, or if you bumped into someone's trolley and they didn't reciprocate. But it just made me laugh when I saw that pineapple, because I thought, has Stephan been doing that? Or Jen, you know, going to the local supermarket with an upside down pineapple, or to be honest, any of the roommates, it might not be them, and looking for love. So anyway, yeah, very cluttered. I mean, this is nothing when you look at the other rooms as well. So this is obviously the kitchen, and then the stairs go up. We get to look in all the wardrobes and things. So yeah, this must be like a little living room. It was off and this is Madeline's little hideaway there. You know, she's got a bed there, but apparently she never slept there. It was just used as somewhere for her to hang out in the day. Made me very sad because there's a lot of very childish things in there, and she was a child. I'm not saying they shouldn't be there, but you know, to seeing that innocence, all the fluffy toys, etc. It's so sad, you know, knowing what may have happened in that little room when there was nobody else, when everyone was at work. Or I mean, when was Stephan doing this? Because I originally thought, oh well, while Jen was at work, you know, but of course it turns out Jen's only just started this job, hasn't she? She's only just started it. She only does 2 days a week or something. She's only just training. So, you know, and Jen said in her interviews, they're always together. When was he actually doing this? When they were sneaking off into a room, or he was sneaking off, I shouldn't say they, you know, watching a film or having some snuggle time. Oh my God, that disgusting man at his age talking about snuggling with a 13-year-old girl. I like these screens though, they're very pretty. Yeah, so I know it's a makeshift bedroom, but it's a bit of privacy, isn't it, for her to have some space to herself where people weren't looking at her. Probably people, I would imagine, in a setup like this, those roommates, they probably didn't spend much time in the living room. You know, they'll have had a telly maybe in their own rooms. And, you know, when you share houses with people like that, normally you have, you know, you don't necessarily, unless you're sharing with people that you know, or maybe family, etc., you have everything in your own room. There's no real reason for you to go into the communal areas. So at least she did have a bit of privacy there, but it doesn't look very private for a place where Stephan could do his dastardly deeds, you know. So when was he doing it, and where was he doing it? Horrible man. Oh. So yeah, all these toys and things, you know, it really upset me because I just thought, you know, she was this child, you know, she was a child, and knowing sort of what had happened to her, what had been happening to her for years, and how poor Madeline ended up, it's very, very sad, isn't it? But I don't think this is not the crime scene. I don't think this is where whatever happened to Maddie happened, is it? It was up in bedroom 4. Bedroom 4. I mean, I wonder if those other people have moved back in. You know, because I think Jenny apparently is living with her sister. That's what I hear, but it's only hearsay. I can't imagine. Jen did get upset during her interview and say, sorry, I'm just undoing my shoes because I'm getting comfy now. Yeah, Jen did get upset at her interview, didn't she, and say she didn't think she wanted to go back to this house, and who can blame her, to be honest. But have the others moved back? Because at the end of the day, that was their home, wasn't it? You know, you need a roof over your head, whatever. You know, I'm not saying it's like this because it's completely different. But when my ex-partner deleted himself in our house, but in the garage at the end of the garden, I didn't want to go back and live there. But I didn't have anywhere else to go. I didn't have anywhere to live. And I was pregnant. And, you know, so I did go back and live there. But it was made easier by the fact that what happened in the garden, in the garage, which was right at the end of the garden. I had a look actually on Google Earth when I was Googling Earth in something else, and it's still there, that garage. And I thought, I wonder if the people, they've done some reforms to the house and that, and I thought, I wonder if they know what happened there. Anyway, doesn't matter really, but so yeah, all those sort of like, they're all very girly, sort of childlike things that she's got in there. When I first saw this mochila, sorry, that's the Spanish word for it, this backpack, in Spanish it's mochila. I wondered if that was the one that Stephan had been talking about, because that was, he said she had a backpack on and it had these flowers on it, didn't he? And he actually specifically mentioned the flowers, though I can't remember what he said they were. But obviously it can't be that, because he put that in the rubbish, didn't it? Yeah. So yeah, cluttered again. She's got lots of things like kids do. Bags, like fluffy toys, etc. Nice blankets on there. Would it have been winter? Is it winter in Orlando in February? Because it seems to have a lot of blankets on her bed, that's all. Oh, and the other thing I was thinking about these photos is because, they go through the roommates' rooms as well, and, they photograph. I thought, oh my God, I'd be mortified. I mean, to be honest, my bedroom, is pretty basic. I don't have a load of stuff in my bedroom. It's pretty, there's a banger going on. It wouldn't, it's not that bad. But if I went in my son's room, for example, or went in sometimes in the living room, when it's not really ever dirty, but it's quite often really messy with just stuff everywhere. And every now and again, I just tidy it all up. But I thought, God, you'd be mortified, wouldn't you? And you'd be thinking, oh, what did I leave out? And did they go in my drawers? Do they go right through everything in everybody's room? Those poor other women. That invasion of privacy, and you've not even done anything. How awful. Imagine, would you like somebody, honestly, if you think about it, imagine the police coming through your house taking photos of your drawers and everything that you've got in your house. It'd be awful. Yeah. So she seems to have a little workstation here to do her homework, I suppose. She's got a computer there. If this is Madeline's room, isn't it? Oh, there's fireworks going off outside. It's a good job the big dog isn't down here, because there'd be a lot of bark. Oh my God. Can you hear them? Oh, so my dogs, they don't bark, but oh, are you okay, baby? My dogs don't bark, but Riley sat on my foot, and now Rocky's just come and he's hiding under the chair. I never saw the point of doing fireworks in the daytime. I can't compete with that. Sorry, I'm just trying to wait until all the fireworks stop. Now, this is Jen's room. Is this Jen's room? Fluffy Bunny, you seem to know, maybe you've seen these photos before. This is really the first time I've seen them properly anyway. Though I have seen them briefly on other channels, but I don't really have much time to watch other channels. It's not because I don't want to watch them or whatever, I don't have much time. But this is where it seems to be where I don't know if that's the cat's bowls or the dogs, because is this Jen's room? Again, a load of stuff. Look at all this stuff. Well, there you go. It's gone a bit quieter now. Oh, not now. No. Went quiet for a minute. Now it's come back. We'll get tonight is the proper firework display with the pretty fireworks. What's the point? What's the point in fireworks in the daytime just to make a load of noise? Anyway, so all right, so this is Jen's room. So it's just stuffed full of stuff, isn't it? It's very cluttered. The Christmas tree is still up. And what's that? It's just like leave it up and then you don't have to put it up again next year. Is that the same room? Yeah. So yeah, the Christmas tree is still up, and also it's only decorated on one bit of it. So I suppose if you put it up against the wall, just decorate the front of it. But yeah, it's just full of stuff, isn't there? There's stuff everywhere. Look, just jammed. All the shelves are jammed, full of stuff. I feel like I want to go and tidy that up. And honestly, I'm not OCD. My son says I'm OCD, but that's because I'm not like, his version of OCD is like tidy. I'm not OCD, but I want to go in there now and sort all that out because I don't like to see things just all over the place. This is what I have to put up with. I think that might be it. Oh, no, it's not. This is what you have to put up with when the fiestas are on. But yeah, I want to tidy I want to straighten it up. I want to set everything logically there. I don't like seeing it all over the place like that. Maybe I am a little bit OCD. I never used to be. God, when I was like my son's age and I was terrible. Right? There'd just be stuff everywhere. But I have changed as I've got older. So, yeah, this must be ensuite, is it then? Does this actually go off? Does this bathroom actually go off Jen's bedroom? So again, loads of look at it. So that she's obviously she's obviously some sort of a hoarder, because this is water, is it? Bottles of something, loads of it. Whoop. Hang on. Because Jen was saying she didn't have much money, but look at all this stuff. No, I would never have that much in. You talk about prepping. Load of clothes on the floor. That's what my son does. Just leaves all his clothes on the bathroom floor. It drives me absolutely bonkers. Loads of sanitary products there, but loads. So I wouldn't. It seems to me, you need a little bit of money to be able to go out and buy all this stuff, especially the sanitary products, because they're bloody expensive. Unless you live in Scotland when they're free now, aren't they? sanitary products should be free or should come under your prescriptions or whatever, because they are necessary. You can't not use them. Well, if you're a girl, you don't have a choice. It's not as though, you can not use sanitary products. Yeah. It's messy, isn't it? But do you know, it's true what somebody just said there. I think it was, yeah, they're not free in England, Kelly, but they're free in Scotland. It's true what Maria says there. When you're going through trauma, it's easy. I think you can sort of easily let go, can't you? You have to keep, especially with a house like that. Though I know not all the rooms were Jen's, but she only had her room really in the kitchen, I suppose you could say, to keep clean. But yeah, when there's things going on in your life, it's easy. You only have to let it go. You only have to let it go for a couple of days, and then it's hard. Then, isn't it? It's hard to. Catch up. If you let it get to a certain point, it's hard to catch up with it again. Then you have to keep on top of it, don't you? If you don't, that's why I'd quite like now to just live in a little, even a bedsit wouldn't bother me, honest to God, because to me, the bigger the place that you live, just the more cleaning you have to do. So I'd be quite happy to live in a bedsit or a 1-bedroom flat. On one level, no stairs. It's the stairs that drive me mad here. You're just always cleaning the stairs, especially when you've got 3 dogs in the house and a young man who with the best will in the world, they're not the tidiest, are they? So I could easily live in a small house. And I'm not sure, BF, maybe if Jumba comes on later, or David maybe won't know. He was here, I think, earlier. But yeah, I don't know if you get branded, special ones, or whether you can get any, mate, because some are really expensive, aren't they? If you go to the supermarket or something and you get their own brand, they're normally not too bad. But if you get like, I don't know, Always or one of the more well-known brands, they're really expensive. You're looking at a minimum, I'd say, of what, £10 a month, which is a lot if you're on benefits or whatever, or you're on a low income, and you've got maybe kids as well to sort out. It's a lot of money. And it's every month, you can't get away from it, can you? Anyway, go to Jen's house because she's stocked up with them. So it's amazing when you see these things, really, how normal they are. When you think about what happened in this house, what had been happening for years, and what finally happened on that awful night, for whatever reason, actually resulting in a young girl dying. It just looks so normal, doesn't it? Just so normal. These things happen in normal places. It's, it could be anybody's bathroom, couldn't it? It doesn't, the bathroom, to be honest, is quite not too bad, is it? Oh, then you look at all this here. So again, I couldn't be doing with that. I honestly couldn't. And I literally am not. Oh God, he just gave me the creeps, and just saw this guy in the corner here. Really gave me the creeps, give me a shock. It's like a ghost in the mirror. I couldn't cope with all this stuff here. I just couldn't. I would have to tidy. I want to go and tidy it up now, throw away the empty bottles and tidy it up. Look, all the stuff on the floor. If nothing else, I have to get stuff up off the floor. I hate stuff on the floor. And that's what they say with Feng Shui. I don't know if you know about Feng Shui or Feng Shite, as one of my friends calls it, is, the art of placement, keeping the energy flowing, keeping everything neat and tidy, placing things for a reason. Apparently everything in your house should either be beautiful or useful. And if it's neither of those things, get it in the bin. But it's all this stuff on the floor would drive me absolutely bonkers. So all that time when Jen's sleeping, she could be tidying up a bit. So now the stairs look clean, don't they? I mean, I wish my stairs looked that clean. I thought that earlier. I thought the kitchen actually doesn't look too bad. And the stairs look ever so clean. My stairs are bloody always full of dog hair. I'm always backing them. I feel like I do it at least once a day. I don't probably do it once a day, but every couple of days. It doesn't take long before all the dust comes back and the hairs. But of course, maybe it's, we don't know. We were not seeing them very close up, but they do look quite clean, to be honest. And there's no clutter on the stairs, which is good. I'm not sure what that is. What's that? Why have they concentrated on that? That's just like a beam thing, isn't it? I wonder why he's concentrated on these screws anyway. Makes you wonder, do you think there's been any DNA on those? Because Stephan had to get her down the stairs, didn't he? Do you think they found any hair? Yeah, why have they concentrated on these supports for the, what do they call them things? Well, it's a banister, I suppose. I was thinking of a date. Is it dado? One say dildo, but it's not dildo. You know, it's a banister. But yeah, there's definite concentration there on the actual supports. Was there a hair caught on there or some DNA? Because Stephan had to bring Madeline down these stairs. And although Stephan's a big guy and Madeline was just, she was very petite, wasn't she? Still not easy carrying a dead body. Anybody, not that I know from experience, only from the actual true crime things that I've done. It's not easy to catch because it literally is a dead weight, so is that why they're concentrating on these supports? Was there DNA? Was there a hair of Madeline's? So yeah, so he's carried her down. Gosh. So I think we're going into a bathroom now. Yeah, this seems to be like a laundry room. Hang on. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, again, loads of cleaning stuff. I mean, maybe some of it's not Jen's. Maybe this is the cleaning stuff of Jen's and the other women that lived in the house. I don't know, or maybe it's just me that I'm not as rich as Jen. Obviously, I went wrong. I should have been on disability because I could never, I've never got all that stuff in. I just buy it one at a time. When it runs out, buy the next one. But they might not all be Jen's. Is that another fridge there up there? Oh, yeah. A microwave, some fruit up here, fridge. I could do with a fridge upstairs as well. Oh, because it drives you mad when you're on the roof. Because I have like a roof terrace where you can sunbathe in that. But when you fancy a drink, you have to come all the way downstairs to get a drink, or all the way back, all the way back up 2 flights of stairs, and they're big flights. I would like a fridge up on the top, but of course it just takes double electricity then. It's not the buying of a fridge. You buy a fridge, you can buy a fridge, not that expensive. But then you've got to run it, haven't you? And the way electricity is at the moment, I suppose you could just use it in summer because I don't use that roof all the time. Yeah. So this is the bathroom that Stephan's not allowed to use, wasn't it? Because didn't Jen say that the other women didn't like him using the bathroom because it was like a woman's bathroom? This bathroom, I think it is Jen who must have the problem with being tidy. This bathroom's a lot tidier, isn't it? There's the guy again. You know, there's not so much crap. These people, they'd probably keep most of it because they're sharing a bathroom. They probably keep most of their stuff in their own rooms. So this bathroom's only got the basics in it, hasn't it? Shower. So this isn't room 4, is it? I don't think. But anyway, we'll see later. Oh, maybe this is room 4. Is this the room that Maddie and Stephan went into? Or is this one of the... Is this the room of one of the flatmates? There's not much in this room, is there? So maybe this is... We do get specifically to see room. This must be room 4. This must be it. There's some very... Yeah, because is this Stephan's bag? Yeah, there's his gaming books and things. This is his bag that he's probably brought for the weekend. I'll just come back to the chat and see what people are saying. Yeah, that's room 4. Hi, Popeye. Hair on the bed. Oh, God, don't. Oh, don't, Kelly. Hairy is not... Oh, he's very, very, very hairy. Now, before we go into room 4, I'm just going to go and get a Coke because I've run out of Coke and I'm getting thirsty because when I talk, it's making me thirsty. So I will be... I'm just going to change my shoes as well because these shoes... These sandals I had on earlier, I need to put some more comfy flip-flops on. Okay, so I'm back. We'll be going through the keyhole in a minute and have a look at this room 4. Now, just a trigger warning because it is very, obviously you don't see anything, though they do point out some stains and things at some point on these photos. But it's quite poignant and eerie to know that this is where Maddie, you know, ended her life, or her life was ended. It's very sad. So just to warn you that, because it did make me think. So if you're particularly sensitive to scenes, if you like this, just seemed anyway. Oh, so this is room 3, first of all, is it? Oh, so room 3, that'll be where one of the roommates stays. And as I say, imagine you've gone out to work that day. Then the next minute, the police won't let you back in the house. You'll be casting your mind and thinking, oh, God, what have I left on the bed? Are my knickers on the bed? Or, it's just like, I really feel for those women that their life was turned upside down as well. So, yeah, one of them stays in this room. Nice, likes a bottle of wine. Don't blame her that. Not that I've got a wine in my bedroom, but of course I live in my own house. Like if you were sharing a house, all your personal things will be in your bedroom, won't they? So obviously a long day at work, come home, have a nice glass of wine. Why not? So I suppose the police have had to, I'm going to skim through their photos because really this really does feel like voyeurism because they haven't done anything wrong, have they? Here's the other room. As I thought, they've got their big TV in there as well. So that living room where Maddie's makeshift bedroom was, although people said, oh, why couldn't she have a bedroom of her own? It probably was hardly used, that living room, because the other flatmates, they're not going to spend their time in there, are they? They'll spend their time in their rooms with their own things. Oh, there's another pineapple. There's a lot of pineapples around. Maybe this was the person that bought the pineapple. Look, they've got quite a lot of food in there. So, yeah, they'll keep their food that doesn't need to go in the fridge. You keep it private, wouldn't you, in your own room? Drawers are full, aren't they? Gosh. Yeah, do definitely. Right, I've got to go through these quickly because it's nothing to do with these people. But not only that, I want to go and tidy up. I just want to go and tidy these places up into awful. It's not that bad, but I just want to go and organise it. God, honestly, you think the way I'm talking, my house is perfect. It isn't. But I do like organisation every now and again. So this seems to be some sort of communal cupboard. Right, so here it is, room 4. God, I mean, what's going to happen to this house? Do you think that Jen's dad will try and sell it now? Who's going to buy it? I suppose somebody who doesn't know what's happened there, or sometimes people buy houses. There are ghoulish people out there who will buy houses because something's happened there. Yeah, so here we are, room 4. So this looks like a shirt of his or something. There's a load of sweets. That made me think because, it's like the standing joke, isn't it, about peas? Would you like a sweetie, little girl? He's got a load of candy there. Is that a tennis balls there? Not sure what this is. And then he's got some of his game things here and his book about games. Digimon, because he's such a grown-up. Oh, a pair of shoes. And then here we've got a Fiesta mix, some cakes that look like they've been opened. So I wonder if they had some cakes that night. Oh, hang on. Sorry, that just sped forward then to the gun. I want to see this. What's this? Now, this is like some kind of watch. Does anybody know what this is? I couldn't work out what this is. Anybody know what this is? Is it a flask thing? Or is it a flashlight? What is this bronze thing here? Anyway, I couldn't work out what it was. Then, so he's got a gun. He's taken a gun with him. Now, don't forget, he doesn't live here. he was just there to stay for the weekend or however long he was supposed to be there for. Why did he take a gun? Or maybe he always carries a gun. I know it's not uncommon in America to have a gun. I know that. I understand that. But I'm just wondering why he took it with him there. You know, he obviously didn't shoot, as far as we know, because we haven't actually seen the forensic report, have we? You know, there's some talk that she was strangled, but we don't know for certain. We don't think she was shot, do we? But again, we don't know for certain. Though I'm sure the policeman said in Jennifer's interview that this wasn't about a shooting. So I don't know. And are they boxers there? What's this here? Anyway, there's his gun that he took with him for whatever reason. No, they do make me go cold, guns. I mean, when I first came to live in Spain, it took me ages to get used to the fact that all the police carry guns, and not only the police, but security guards in the supermarket. You know, so you're going through the checkout and the security guard's got a gun. You know, and it's really odd because they don't really have those sort of problems in Spain, like with violence and, you know, in general. So it took me ages. Now I don't even notice them. I've gone past that. Now it's just like I've got used to it. They're just part of the policemen and the security guards' uniform, just like their hat or their boots or whatever. But when I first came here, I found it really disconcerting. That somebody, you know, that even security guards in the supermarket would be carrying guns. So I don't think I'd ever, you know, it's the culture that I come from. I don't think I'd ever get used to people carrying guns. You know, it's, I suppose in America it's just normal. And I know, you know, there's lots of gun crime in America, but there's lots of people who have, bearing in mind that anyone can have a gun. It's surprising, really, that there's not more, isn't it? I think. So people just get used to guns, and maybe it's good that you learn to be responsible with a gun. You're always going to get some idiot who's going to take it too far. And if they didn't use a gun, would they use a knife or something else? You know, if somebody wants to do something bad, they'll always find a way to do it, whether it be with a gun or whatever it be with. So I can't make my mind up about guns. Anyway, it's a Sig Sauer, whatever that means. Looks like quite flat, doesn't it? It looks like what I don't know why I'm even saying this, because I don't know anything about guns. What I would always imagine a Beretta to look like. You know, so a lot of books that I've read and films that I've seen with mafia in it or special agents, they always seem to have a Beretta. I don't know. It just sticks in my mind for some reason. Sig Sauer, that's another one that makes me think of special agents and MI5 and things. You know, any of you are out there from America or know anything about guns? What sort of thing, is this a gun that's used for personal protection? You know, because there's certain guns are used for certain things, aren't they? Or is it a gun that's used for target practice or for hunting? You know, what sort of gun is a Sig Sauer? What is it normally used for? I wonder. A Glock. Glock's high outboard. Oh yeah, it did look like a microphone, that outboard. Yeah, it looks like a Glock, but it says it's a Sig Sauer. But Glock, I always remember Glock, because that's in a lot of books and things, and that I think of it. Did Dirty Harry have a? No, he had a Magnum, didn't he, Dirty Harry? Yeah, so I sort of, there's these names knocking around in my head of guns, only through films that I've seen or books that I've read. I know absolutely nothing about guns. Luckily, I don't want to know anything about guns, to be honest. Just looks, to me, I look at a gun and I just think of death. You know, it's like a gun to me, if it's not killing, a gun is designed to kill. That's what it's designed for. Whether it be an animal or a person, to me, I look at a gun and it just gives me the shivers. It just makes me think of murder, not only of people but animals. I might be imagining it, but it looks old-fashioned. But maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So yeah, if we look here, you can see he's such a child. He's got his cards, he's got his Digimon book or whatever, player's handbook. Grow up, God's sake. And don't forget, he's taking these with him. So these are not things that he's got at home for things that, maybe he likes playing on games and stuff. He's going away for a couple of days. He's taking it all with him. So he can't bear to be without it. So I'll take it this is his bag that he's taken with him. And there must be a phone in there, is there? Something. Why are they opening that? But they already had his phone, didn't they? What is that? What's that? I'm useless. I don't know what that is. Is that what that was that they were showing in there? Did they take it out and it was that? Anyone know what that is? What is it? Is that his clicker for the garage or something? Seems to have yeah, I have no idea what that is. Let me just come to the chat, see if anyone knows. Anyone know what this is? Oh, Richard Allen Fluffy. I haven't looked much at that case. I have done one video about the Delphi murders, but that, of course, his trial is coming up, isn't it? So that'll be an interesting case to look at when it comes up. Anyway, I have no idea what this is. So very sad, isn't it? So, of course, this is the cleanest room that we've been in so far, or the tidiest room, because nobody was living in here. Stephan came over and Jennifer needed a good night's sleep. So she sent Jennifer and Madeline up to room 4. And this is the guest bedroom. So nobody, there's no clutter because nobody was living in it. This looks like his stuff. Wasn't he wearing that shirt on? I'm sure he was wearing a red shirt in the morning when they saw him on CCTV. A red T-shirt. They said, didn't they say he was wearing one? So it's very sad, isn't it, to think this is where probably likely it happened. Oh, there's a little bit of clutter here in the corner. Again, some childish things. It just breaks my heart, this. Now, I'm not sure what this is. Friday, 5:57 p.m. Looked like a 1990 Chevy Trans Air conversion van, white van. Oh, this looks a bit like the writing that did the poem. Do you remember the poem for Maddie? We'll compare that one day. Is this Stephan that wrote this? White van with faded red strips, beige curtains. Michael Adel. Was that a van for sale? Anyway, they found this in the bedroom. There's nice flooring. It does look clean, this room. That's the way out. So So bear in mind, if Stephan killed Madeline in that room, he's had to take her out down those stairs. So there could be DNA down those stairs from and hairs. I still think it's strange that they concentrated on the supports for those banisters. God, did he put that lock on? Did he put that lock on? Okay, so we're back to Madeline's room now, aren't we? I think. Yeah, this is Madeline's little room. Oh, there's the cat. The cat's photobombing the evidence. Oh, cat's like, my ball's in there. Will you get it for me? Yeah, so quite a lot of junk in Madeline's space as well. Oh. Now, this is not very nice. I just warn you, some of this evidence that they've photographed, it's a bit icky. Not as icky as Stephan Sterns' button mushroom, I'll tell you, but still a little bit icky. Like these seem to be, I don't know if they're knickers or boxers, but they're stained. Not sure what this is about, but it's a bit bleh. Anyway, there's the wash basket. Now, on another YouTube channel, they were saying that they thought maybe this was Madeline's blue dress here, you know, that she had on at the birthday party. Maybe that's her blue dress in the washing. There, of course, are Stephan's boxers. Honestly, knocks me sick, this guy. He knocked me sick before, but now I've seen him, you know, as I've seen him. I'll never be able to unsee that. You know, I think in a minute, man, I'm going to put some whiskey in this Coke because it's just I've got to get it out of my head. And it's hard to get it out of your head. It's horrible. But, God, it gives me shivers. Madeline's dressing gown is that. Bless her. Bits and pieces in her room. Now, I'm presuming this is her room. Who's given her a happy Valentine's Day? Box of chocolates or whatever. So, yeah, it just been Valentine's Day, hadn't it? So, anyway, somebody's given somebody something for Valentine's Day. I don't know if it was Madeline's or not. Oh, I'm just going to put my banner on just to remind people to like. Because I do forget that. And I shouldn't forget it. Because it's important. Yeah. Yeah, Pringles, yeah. Well, we all like, well, I love Pringles. I never buy them because it's literally true. That advert that they do for it, once you pop, you can't stop. I certainly can't. Terrible. If I open a thing of Pringles, I can't, I literally just eat all of them. It's terrible. I can do without Pringles, but once I've opened it, that's it. They've got to be eaten. Yeah, so there's a few little presents and things. There are these, got all these sweeties. Underwear drawer, I suppose. This is what I mean about this house. There's a lot of stuff in this house, isn't there? A lot of stuff, just generally. You just want to go and there's nothing wrong with having stuff, but I want to go and organise it, you know. Anyway, I think here they've taken the covers off now, off the bed, and they're focusing in on stains. I just even dread to think what they are, to be honest. Now, these must be Madeline's notebooks. Is this Madeline who's written this? My fluctuating moods, anxiety, and trauma-related symptoms affect my memory, concentration, focus, and energy levels. I also have some, what's that, source or severe trauma responses when I encounter all males. So who has written that? Is that Madeline who's written that? I have severe trauma responses when I encounter all males. Has she written it, and who is that written to? Or is this like a little journal that she keeps herself? Oh, I can't get the small tin, David, because it's just not valued for money. Yeah, who do you think's written that? Is that Madeline who's written that? And who to? Or is it just a journal for herself? My fluctuating moods, anxiety, and trauma-related symptoms affect my memory, concentration, focus, and energy levels. I also have severe trauma responses when I encounter all males. How very sad. But did Stephan see these journals? Was that why he got angry? Did he think she was talking to somebody, or she was going to talk to somebody? Yeah, and there it is, just a better photo. Yeah. Oh, so is that her room before they moved anything? Hi. Do you know when the forensics go to properties? I mean, this won't be the worst property they've ever been to, but there's a load of stuff everywhere. The heart must just sink when they walk into some of these places. All the photos they've got to take, the samples they've got to take, DNA sort of scrapings, like, if you like, or any stains that they see, the DNA tests, that they've got to do. And it must be awful when they walk into a place that's so cluttered as this. I mean, if they went into my bed, I mean, I've had my mattress. I was thinking about, oh God, I've had it years and years. It's probably got all sorts on it, for everything. I don't mean like, crime things, but, just normal things of a 20-odd-year-old mattress. But my actual room would be easy. My actual bedroom would be easy because there's no clutter in it whatsoever. But when it goes and they've got to sort of, I don't know, photograph everything, take samples from everything. The heart must sink when they walk into these houses that are so cluttered. Everything, all the work that it's going to take them to get it all recorded, because it is so important as well, because this whole trial rests on evidence, doesn't it? Although we sort of know that Stephan Sterns is guilty because of the photos and everything on his phone, they've still got to get it right. They can't get this trial wrong and let Stephan Sterns get free on a technicality or, something ridiculous. They've got to do it properly, and especially in a case like this 13-year-old girl abused and murdered by a stepfather or pseudo stepfather. It's a big responsibility. Oh. So I'd take it is to bring Madeline down here, because there is no way out. There's no way. I don't think, unless there's a window or something to go through, I don't think there's any other way out except but through the front door. So he's had to bring Madeline down the stairs and out through all here. That's a big, that's why he went out early, wasn't it? That's why he went out early, so that he could try and avoid. He knew that the other people would be going out, he'll know their routines. The routines of the other people that live in the house. So he was trying to get Madeline out early, wasn't he, before anybody else was up and about. God, I just want to go and tidy all that up. I couldn't live with all this. Honestly, there's things I can live with, but one thing I couldn't live with is all this behind a door, and I just couldn't. And stuff on the floor I can't be doing with. Yeah, the washing machines. What were it? Had he washed anything that day, I wonder? What's that pair of shoes, is it? Pair of espadrilles or sandals? What's that? Ooh, is that hair? Ugh. But they seem to have concentrated quite a lot on sort of here. So, oh, poor Madeline. If only it could have been different. If only that night in particular, Jen hadn't needed a good night's sleep. Dear me. Now later on, like this is the roommates. Later on, they do focus in on some blood spatter, blood stains, but in the car, in the poodle ambulance. Right, I think we've seen some of these before. Hang on, I'm just going through the file. These are like, okay, so we're back to the forensics garage. Hang on. Right, look at the state of the inside of the car as well. Honestly, as I say, the inside of my car I thought was bad, but it's nothing like this. There's just crap everywhere. How did he even put a body there? Look, just crap everywhere. A lot of his dog related, like the collars and the harnesses and things. And he put Madeline on this seat, didn't he? On the passenger seat. So they focus in. Remember that Stephan's father. It's just. Oh God, you just want to scrub it, Well, remember that Stephan's dad, Chris, said It was a poodle ambulance, there was probably blood in it and God knows what, and sometimes they're sick in it and what have you. But they want it back. So do you know what sort of people are they? That first of all, that they let their car get like this. This is not Stephan's car. This is Chris's car, Chris and his wife. So Stephan's parents, they've left it like this because it was just for transporting the dogs back. And I understand that you're not going to want to, when you've got your dogs in a car, it doesn't have to be spick and span because it's going to get dirty pretty quick. Oh, but not like that. Not with actual stains on the seats. And he wants it back. And it's also had a murdered girl in it now, his murdered step-granddaughter that he knew he had a relationship with. They had a relationship with Madeline, but they still want it back. They don't care that there's been a murdered girl in there. It doesn't matter. We just want our car back. Awful people. I mean, really, you do understand a little bit about why Stephan is, so horrible, because they're not too clever, are they? To be fair, they're not very nice people. All they cared about was getting their car back. Hi, Heather. Hi, Auntie Ree. Just horrible people, horrible family, in my opinion, because all those parents talked about when they were being interviewed, all they talked about was how it affected them. They never mentioned Madeline's name once, except say how precocious she was. It was like it was her own fault. She was, she used to be a sweet girl, but now she's so precocious. Terrible. Oh, I mean, as you say, Heather, what the state of that car. And I honestly, my car, I could go out and take photos of my car now and you'd probably think, oh God, that's a right mess. But it isn't really. It's just a bit of sand in the back and it'll have dog hairs, no doubt it'll have dog hairs. But there's no dog sick or blood in it or anything. Yeah, need more than baby wipes, flushable wipes. Need more than what? So what's the point in getting wipes? Because I've had wipes in my car and they're handy. You get the baby wipes or some sort of wipes and they're handy just for cleaning things down. If something, I don't know, sometimes I'll take a coffee in there if I spill a coffee or, yeah. But what's the point in having wipes in your car and never using them? It's like having a mop and just never mopping. So look at the back. So I hope none of you are eating while you're watching this, because it's just, not that it's anything mega, it's just there's stains on it and that, it's horrible. And look at this in the back. So he could never have put Madeline's body in the back, could he? Because how would he fit her in the back? And what is this? Is this the tyre that was all these tyres and a load of crap in the back? Dirty old blanket. Probably for the dogs. I understand. Dogs, God. My sofa, I've given up with the sofa. So I just keep putting a blanket over it. I was going to buy another new sofa. And I thought, what's the point in buying another new sofa? Just put a blanket on it and keep, so that I can wash it. While we've got 3 dogs here, just no point buying another sofa. This is the 3rd sofa I've had recently. But I don't buy new sofas. I buy nice second-hand sofas because it's just not worth spending a lot of money on a sofa, because I know the dogs. I know I could keep the dogs off the sofa. I bet there's people out there going, oh, just tell the dogs not to go on the sofa. I just not do it. My dogs, they have the run of the house. Unfortunately, I'm a bad pet mum. They sleep in my bed. They go on the sofa. They go, things can be washed, can't they? But everything has got covers on it. So the chairs, the sofa, etc. About once a week, I change the covers and wash the covers and replace them and then wash them again, just to keep them clean and fresh. But at the end of the day, these 3 dogs live here, so it can't be kept completely fresh. But I'm not having my dogs, you can't get on the sofa stuff. I'm not doing that. I probably should buy them a basket, but, there's perfectly good sofa they can sleep on. Look at the state of that. I mean, it's quite, they were moaning, it's an old car, but there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it, except it's filthy dirty. Look, there seems to be something there. So remember, Chris was saying, well, you'll probably find this and that and the other because of the dogs. So yeah, there's some blood stains. I mean, that car, it's not only it hasn't been cleaned for a while, that car, has it ever been cleaned? All they need is a little vac on it. A couple of get the baby wipes out, a couple of packets of baby wipes. It'd be easy to sort it out. And it just makes me laugh that Stephan's mum was whinging about his room. She'd have to wear a hazmat suit to go in here. And I mean, I know that feeling with, but bearing in mind that Stephan's 37 now, I hope my son is already better than he was. But yeah, we've been through that hazmat stage when he was a teenager. I'm sure most of you who've had teenagers will know it. And I'm sure that I did it. I was trying to think about that. I was thinking, was my room like that? Probably was, but I don't remember it was, because you just don't notice it, do you, when you're a teenager? But of course, Stephan now is, 37, should know better than. But what about them? This is their car. They're grown adults, retired policemen, and look at the state of their car. Whether the dogs go in it or not, as I said, don't expect it to be perfect. Oh God, there's stains everywhere. But are these to do with Madeline, or are these to do with it being the poodle ambulance? That is the question. Yeah. See, if Madeline was strangled, there wouldn't be any blood, probably, to be honest. So this could all be to do more with the dogs. And there's just crap everywhere, isn't there? Well, this made me laugh because I've got one of these. In fact, I've got 2 of these. I've got one downstairs and one upstairs. The scratchy back thing, one of those extendable back scratchers. That looks quite clean, actually. It's about the only thing that does. Yeah, what's the point in having baby wipes if you never use them? Oh. Whenever I see like child type things in it, it makes me sad. So this was all the stuff in the top compartment. Oh, that's probably to do with the dogs, isn't it, I suppose? Top compartment, center console. Look at the knife. So, of course, a lot of things to do with dogs in there. What is that? Oh, that's like it's like a sort of key ringy type thing. Now, these are gloves, a brush. I suppose if it was a poodle ambulance, there would be rubber gloves in there. But, have they never heard of bins? Like when you've used rubber gloves, you put them in a bin, don't you? flashlight. Some sort of, that looks like a compass. More gloves with stains on, but you know, they could be from the dogs. They could be gloves that were used with the dogs. Oh, I'll tell you what, these pictures of Stephans button mushroom. God, yeah, that no wonder them women had about 30 sets of rubber gloves on before they touched him. Oh God, just thinking about it. They're so very graphic because they have to manhandle him, you know, to get this wart on the picture. Oh my God, honestly, I'll never be able to unsee that, will I? Anyway, no wonder they went through so many rubber gloves. Oh, I bet they showered for days afterwards. Bit of blood on there. So don't envy the police for having to go through all these things meticulously because they want this case to be right, don't they? Front passenger seat. So we've got his vape stuff, somebody's vape stuff, paper, a card for something. Not sure what that is. What is that? It's the box. Oh, I just wanted to have a look what that card was. DVM. No, oh, that's the vet. That's the vet's card. Okay. Yeah, lots of doggy things, harnesses, lots of dirty tissues. Don't they know what a bin is? You know, are they like dog nappies and things? Bins, you know, get a carrier bag. You don't have to even get a bin. You just go out to your car with a carrier bag and stick all the crap in it and then put that in the bin. So, oh my God. So again, sorry, just a bit of a warning because these are not gory things that you're going to see, but it's gruesome. So we go to the landfill in a minute as well, where Madeline's stuff was found from the bin. And it's just disgusting. It's because it's a landfill. It's not gory, but it's a little bit look at the state of that carpet. It's a little bit upsetting when you see her things. Well, I say a little bit, it's a lot upsetting. Made me cry actually when they produce her things out of the bins. State of that. Ugh, you know what? They might only be dogs and it might be a poodle ambulance, but at least you could clean it at least once a month or something. So there's blood everywhere in this car. And maybe none of it is anything to do with Madeline, but the police have got to, you know, suss it all out, haven't they? Dirty old blanket. Oh, God, what the police have to do sometimes. Blood all over that plastic bag. I mean, what is that? Look at that. There's loads of blood on there. Ay. So they're holding up the blanket, I suppose, there. I couldn't be one of these. Imagine you could shower for days, you'd still feel dirty after doing that. And this won't be the worst scene. I bet there's worse forensic scenes that they've dealt with than this. Oh, I don't even want to know what that is. Oh God, sorry, I just can't cope with it. Oh, but got your umbrella just in case it rains. Yeah, you live like a pig, but got your umbrella. God. Yeah, it's like a competition, isn't it, David? How much shit can you get in one car? How, you know, oh dear, dear, dear. And the poor police, they've got to take all this out and photograph it. What was the point of keeping this wheel? Are they going to have the wheel taken off and just keep the rim because it's quite an alloy wheel? You know, we just throw it away. They've probably been carrying it around in there for years. You know, because to me, I do the thing of if you haven't used it in a year, it's going, you know, you do keep things sometimes, don't you think, oh, just in case, oh, I'm going to do this with this, or I'm going to do with that. But if you haven't done it over a year, if you haven't done it over a year, in a year, you're never going to do it, are you? So, you know, just get rid of it. What's that? Is that a bullet? That's a bullet, isn't it? Somebody tell me, is that a bullet with blood on it? Is it? Right, I'm going to leave you looking at that. I'm going to go and get, in fact, I'm going to get a whiskey and coke. And is that a bullet with blood on it? Have they shot a dog, or is this something to do with Madeline? Somebody have a look at that and tell me what that is. I'll be back in a sec. That's a bullet and it's got blood on it. So someone or something's been shot at some point, and why would you keep the bullet in the car? Okay, so gosh, now I looked through these quickly earlier. I didn't notice this. I mean, last night actually. 9mm Luger, and it's got blood on it. What's Madeline shot? Would that go in that Sig Sauer gun? You know, I just don't know anything about guns, but Or have they shot a dog or something? For fuck's sake, sorry, excuse my French. Something's been shot with that bullet because it does have blood on it. Ooh. Okay, what's this? A Lincoln wallet thing. Gosh, I must have missed that. When I was going through it before, I missed that. Right. Let's have a look. What's this? Area behind the shifter. A few little bits. Nothing. Sunglasses, glasses. What's that? Whoop. What is that? No idea what. Oh, nail clippers. Nail clippers for the dogs. God. I bet they've been looking for them nail clippers for weeks, months. I was saying, have you said, do you know where the nail clippers are? I want to clip my toenails. Blood, look. God, she wasn't shot in the car, was she? There'd be more blood than that, wouldn't there? Why are they taking a photo of the bonnet? What's that? Oh, spot of blood there. So they're taking pictures of all the blood spots. Oh, look, there's more. Honest to God, this car. Dirty bloody gloves. Another load of crap that they've got to deal with. More crap. God. Oh, this was, this is a search warrant, yeah. Yeah, that's the search. Yeah, again, it says this about the interference with child custody, which is not really sure what that's about. Right, so we're at the landfill now. Are you still with me? Are you still with me? There's still quite a little bit to go, but I'll try and go through it quick. So just what a horrible job they have. So they have to go and search for a pile, literally for a pile of shit to find. They've seen, obviously seen Stephan putting some stuff in a dumpster. The stuff's been taken away and they've got to go and find it. What a horrible job. Anyway, I think we'll fast forward a little bit until they do, they show you what they find. Because it makes me feel sick. Come on, where are we? Now, is this a tyre? Why are they taking a picture of this tyre? Is that the tyre that you took off? Must be, mustn't it? Because they're making a big thing of it. Now, this is so sad. So again, a warning, if you're especially sensitive, to just see Madeline reduced to rubbish like this is so sad. There's the crock, the one crock that they found. The other crock was in Jennifer's room, apparently, wasn't it? And I still think that that's why Stephan was going into Jennifer's room that morning, was to try and get the other crock. But see this bag here? It's just so sad, because when you see it like that, you don't really see how they're so good, the police. They are. This has been such good work by them. Because you'd look at that, you wouldn't really know. How would you find that amongst all that shite? But they did find it. And then when they looked in it, there was Madeline's books and things. It's so sad. So sad. Like throwing her life away, not only killing her, and what can I say? Treating her like rubbish, but there's just something as poignant again of putting her books and her computer and everything just in the rubbish like that, like she never existed. It's horrible. Right, so here we go. This is the interrogation that we saw. Don't worry, I'll stop it before we get to the nude pictures. But yeah, I didn't realise he had flip-flops on that day. That was funny, wasn't it? What's he got flip-flops on for? When he's got, like, t-shirt, trousers, his usual stupid hat that, like, where he's pretending to be 15, backwards, and flip-flops. Why has he got flip-flops on? God. I mean, somebody left a comment on one of my videos, or maybe that post that I made about having seen his appendage, and someone left a comment saying he's such a creepy guy, isn't he? I mean, he really is. He really does appear like what he is. How did Jen not see that? She must have thought, when she first started working with him, and she said, oh, we were friends for a year, we were best friends. So he must, how thick is Jen that she did not see right from day? Would you not think when you saw him immediately, he's a weirdo, isn't he? There's something about his eyes. I mean, he didn't look like that, to be fair. He did look better. He's quite more handsome, wasn't he? Clean shaven. And of course, Jen as well was a different person then. So I don't know, maybe he just deteriorated. I do think they weren't good for each other, were they? They definitely were not good for each other. Hi, Chungba. They definitely weren't good for each other. You can't say that any other way, can you? Ugh. So, yeah, remember they were quite obsessed with his hands, weren't they? Taking pictures of his hands. Took his hat off. I've got to be careful I don't go too far. There's these weird hairy nipples. He's even got hairy nipples. Oh, sorry. Look. Oh, look. Just, where's the rest? He's not got a hairy chest, or has he shaved his chest? Who shaves the chest and leaves the hair around the nipples? Like, either leave your chest hairy, or if you're going to shave it, shave the hair around your nipples. Oh, God. Oh, my God. And do you know what? I'm not interested in Chippendales and all that sort of thing. I don't like all that. But the thing about, I don't understand why his hair's been left around his nipples. Just don't. And he's got hair everywhere else and loads of it. Doesn't even trim it. I mean, it's like, I can't show it you, but see his beard? So he's one of those, some men go bald, and men hate going bald, and, or they either embrace it and just shave their head, don't they? Or they do a comb over or whatever. And they shouldn't do that. They should just leave it as it is and keep it short, or shave it, or whatever, because I think what men maybe don't, if a woman likes you, she'll like you whether you're bald, long haired, short haired, whatever. Even if you've got hairy nipples, if a woman likes you, if you're a nice person and she likes you, it wouldn't matter. What women don't like are twonks, of course, whatever they look like. Could be a handsome twonk, could be an ugly twonk. We just don't like twonks. But you know, my family, the men, or my father anyway, and my son's father, and one of my brothers had lots of hair, never went bald. I've never gone bald. But one of my brothers, he was white by the time he was 30 because he had such dark black hair. And you know, my son, he often says, "Oh God, I've already got lots of grey hairs, etc." But I say to him, "Well, you won't go bald. He definitely will never go bald." Same with his dad. His dad is white now because he's quite old. He's even older than me. But you know, even when I knew him all those years ago, he was already, well, you call it pepper and salt, like Stephan's beard. Pepper and salt, black and white, but he had loads of hair. So I said, you know, to my son, you know, you can't have everything. Everybody, you know, you're going to either be bald or you're going to have hair, but you'll probably be grey. You know, that's just the way it is. So I think he's got used to it now. I mean, he's not grey yet, but he's got quite a few grey hairs. But you know, at least he's got hair. So, you know what? Thing is, we're never happy with what we've got, are we? You know, so of course, for women, we're luckier that we tend not to lose our hair, and we can dye it without worrying. You know, I think it always looks a bit funny for a man to dye it as they get older, because sometimes it doesn't. I think if men dye it when they're older, if they dye it black, for example, it doesn't match their face, does it? Because you can tell from their face, just because of however old they are, that their hair shouldn't be black. It should at least have some grey in it because of their age. So, you know, it's tricky, isn't it? Whereas women can dye their hair. Nobody looks at them and thinks, oh, they dye their hair. That's what women do. But what I've found is I can't put a colour on my hair now, because probably a combination of being white or grey anyway, and the sun just goes blonde, whatever I put on. So I've given up trying with colours. But through my life, I've been every different colour you can imagine. My natural colour is actually brunette. But if I put a brown colour on now, it just fades in the sun or won't hold on my hair. Anyway. So he's got his handcuffs on now, and they took a picture from the back of him, from his... He's got a funny sort of head, hasn't he, Stephan, I think. He's got like quite a flat head, short. You know, his head's not very in proportion with his body. That's his tattoo. Don't know what that means. Susfinet, what does that mean? No idea. With the 3 crosses, he's got quite a lot of freckles on his back. That with the sun, probably. So they wanted to show, didn't they, his scratches that he had on his hands. And he was whinging about his handcuffs, wasn't he? So look, he's got this here, this mark here. But he said he'd done it while he was changing his tyre. I've just got to be careful I don't go on the right picture. Oh, is that a tattoo she's got? Don't postpone J. Oh. Now, I've got to take it off for a minute now, because the next photo is him with nada, is his button mushroom. So I'm just going to come back to the chat. I've just got to take that out. Sorry, you'd much... Listen, normally I say, oh, it's much better than looking at me, but you'd much rather look at me than look at what's coming up next. So I'm just going to fast forward it on there. Ooh. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That's the worst one. I can't look. I can't look. Oh, come on, come on. There's about 5 of his what's it. It's just, you just can't unsee it. Anyway, it's back to his hands now. I can put it back now, I think. It's not going to, yeah. So, yeah, back. Oh. It's like, no, my eyes, my eyes. Okay, I couldn't believe it, honestly. I wasn't expecting it. I knew it was coming up sooner or later, but because they were giving like the pictures of the house and everything and the car, I wasn't expecting it to come up like that. Sorry. Okay, so again, we're back to his hand now. So these scratches on his hand that he said were made when he was changing the tyre. Just you have visions, don't you, of Madeline struggling for her life, because, you know, that's when people do get scratches, isn't it? Though I don't think he had any on, he didn't have any on his face. But if he had his hands round her neck, bless her, and she was trying to, this is when they get them, isn't it? If she was trying to get him off her. Oh, I hate this man so much now. As I said earlier at the beginning of this video, I always hated him, but you know, I don't really believe in the death penalty. But since I've seen the pictures of him and how revolting he is and what he's subjected that little girl to, I do hate him now. And do you know what? If they hung him tomorrow, I honestly wouldn't care. The way I feel at the moment, I'm so angry, and that's not like me. But I'm sure it'll pass. But I think it's just because I've recently seen him, you know, because I don't think it's not. I think he'll meet his judgment in the next world, and he'll get it. You know, it's not up to us to give him that judgment. That's my philosophy. That's my way of thinking. In general, but at this moment in time, I could literally strangle him myself, because just the thought of what he did to that little girl, when you see it graphic, seeing how disgusting he is and what he made her put up with. So yeah, what do you make of these? Do you think they're from a scratch, or are they from the tire iron? Another one. I mean, it could be from the tire iron. Could be from slamming the door on his fingers. Anyway, this is Jen's car, isn't it? I think it's a much nicer car than the other one. And probably more looked after than the other one, because one of the reasons that Jen said she finished with him was because he was so messy. He left mess everywhere. So he's learnt that from his parents. I mean, you know, his parents, how did they have the cheek to criticise Jen? And, you know, saying about what mess Stephan's room was and blah, de, blah, de, blah. Look at the state of their car. So anyway, they've obviously tested Jen's car as well. Now, this, I think, is where he left Maddie, the old Hickory Tree Road or whatever. Photos of that. And it was so good that he did have that tyre problem, because that's why, who knows where he was going. You know, he had the tyre problem, so he had to dump her somewhere close to that. Someone saw him changing the tyre, and that is how Maddie got found as quickly as she did. Thank God she got found quickly, because there's so much more, apart from just the respect of her not lying out there on her own for all that time, there's so much more forensic evidence, isn't there? Now, these are interesting photos, because this is the lockup. Oh, this might be where Madeline was found. They seem to be going. Yeah, what's this tyre here? Why are they concentrating on that? Is that something to do with Stephan? I think this is where Madeline was, bless her. And prayers for Madeline. Thank God she was found. She wasn't lying out there for a long time. Yeah, Rocker's Lockers. There's a lot of pictures of this lockup. So he obviously went here. What is in this lockup? Is this his dad's lockup? You know, so the police have had to take photos of everything that's in there. Back to the Lincoln again. They keep going into the bonnet. I'm not sure why. Right, we're nearly at the end now. You'll be glad to hear. What's that? Lots of photos of the car. So this is literally only one file out of all the files that they sent me from the police. They sent me loads, you know, and I'll work through them gradually, but at least we've worked through one. Oh, that was blood, was it? There's this blood here again. Search warrant again. Don't think there's much more to see now. Oh no, that's us on the beach. Okay, so that's the photos, the first set of photos that I've gone through. I'll say I've got so much more to go through, but you know, that was enough. That's been 2 hours, 13 minutes just on one thing that they sent me. So, yeah. Thank you for being here with me. I'm going to go. Oh, dear. Oh, God. Do you know what? I think I'm gonna save those pictures of Stephan Sterns. And I'm going to just blur out his thing because I'd like you to see why it's so disgusting of how hairy he is and everything. Oh, God. Just. Anyway, can't unsee it. It could put you off mushrooms for life and chipolatas and sausages or anything. Or walnut whips. It reminds, just reminds me. It's like a hairy walnut whip. Oh, that horrible man. I mean, he really is a horrible man. But you know what's scary is how many other horrible men are there out there? Sorry, no offense to any men that are here on chat. I don't mean to be horrible. But, you know, and women, there's horrible women out there too. Just how many are there? You know, how many Madelines are there in this world? You know, all those years. Even though she's got big extended family and everything, nobody knew, nobody suspected. She couldn't talk to anyone. She couldn't talk to her friend. She couldn't talk to her teacher. She couldn't talk to her grandma. She didn't talk to her auntie. She didn't talk to her dad. You know, it's like, it's very sad, isn't it? Very sad. Too many. Heather, I don't show you the walnut whip. I can't show that because YouTube won't like it. But one day I'll show it just with the actual walnut whip bit blurred out. One day I will. Yes, I'm on whiskey now, so I've just poured myself a whiskey. Have you noticed how quiet it is? So quiet, because today's the last day of the fiestas. I won't be back tonight because it's been mad tonight. It's the firework display. I might try and film a bit of the firework display so you can see. It's pointless trying to do a live because it'll all be going on. Then the fiestas have finished. So after that, it should be nice and quiet. I can go back to doing lives when I want to do them, not thinking, oh God, will there be a load of banging or not? And there probably will still be banging because do you know what? They'll let off a banger for anything just for the hell of it. But yeah, take care. What day is it? It's Sunday. Do you know what I'm going to do in a minute? I'm going to cook myself something. I'm going to make something nice to eat. My son will be in bed all day because he didn't get in till 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning after the fiestas. So he's in bed. I'm going to cook myself something nice and I'm going to watch Columbo or some crap on the telly, something that I don't have to think about, something that's got no walnut whips in it, something that's, just like, maybe a little bit of crime. I don't mind a little bit of crime or whatever, but nothing graphic, nothing, nothing too serious. Or I might watch some comedy or something. I don't know. I'm going to watch something that's nothing to do with true crime. And I'll see you really soon, as always, in the next video. Thank you for being here with me. Don't forget to like. Please consider subscribing. And please think about being a member. And I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, I'm going to play, I've got this little tribute video to Madeline. I'm going to play that and then I'm going to say goodbye. Well, my video is going to say goodbye. Where is it? My little Madeline video. Where's it gone? There it is. Okay, so may your God go with you. And you know what? I used to love walnut whips, but I don't think I'll ever have another one.